Mr. President, I'll be brief. We've heard a lot of comments about the budget, but I guess sitting here, what bothers me more than anything is I've proudly served Logan, Boone, Lincoln, Mingo, and Wayne since November of 2011. I come to this chamber, and immediately when I got here, I asked everybody to have a session on jobs. We didn't. Now we're looking at putting a budget together that gets us to the next year. It keeps the state government going, but the future of people's jobs. And then I've got calls from my constituents in Boone County, and I'll be very, very brief about this, but it bothers me. That county probably has sent $1 billion, not a million, $1 billion worth of revenue to this state over the last 25 or 30 years in coal tax. As we speak today, one of my family members and some of my friends are telling me that they probably won't have a payroll in the summer for the teachers that have an extended pay period. 77 of them, I think, last session got riffed, and I don't know if they'll be called back. And their debacle, I think, was resonated in the House. I think it was a request for a couple $1 million the governor had put together in a proposed piece of legislation. How can we sit here as members of the elected bodies, took the money from the coal fields for all these years, have a group of people called workers and people that take care of our kids, need a couple $1 million until we get some new revenue estimates and maneuverability of money in state government for a county that sent $1 billion up here, and everybody in the state of West Virginia benefited from it, all the school system and everybody else. At what point in time, as elected representatives of people, when they are so good to us, they take us to 12 parties, but we get ready to go to one, and we don't even ask them to go? What are we doing here? And I was told this piece of legislation, which is supposedly introduced in the House, wouldn't be brought up over here. How can you look in the mirror after spending $1 billion worth of revenue from Boone County and not seriously sitting down to see if you could interject revenue to keep their school system alive, vibrant, and well for the children of Boone County? If somebody bought you a new car for 12 years, would you not let them have your used car when you got through with it? Let's use common sense. Mingo, Logan, and Boone County sent an average of $170 million, and I've said this repeatedly for a period of 6 years up here. We got an average of $11.7 million back for that period of time. As a commissioner, when I'd come up here and lobby for water money and everything else, they'd pat you on the back. Well, we sent you $12 million back. Pretty good deal, right? I think it would be imperative. I wish I was going to come back, because I'd like to be here when this state turns around, because when I was here, I give it all I had to try to turn it around. I voted on issues on both sides of the aisle. The record will show. I didn't have a partisan vote. When the coal bill came up, I thought it was a fair thing to do. I voted that way with colleagues from the other side of the aisle. When prevailing wages, which will show is not going to work in West Virginia, I told you it was wrong. It was the most misunderstood bill that we had, just because 25 other states have it. When right to work, I didn't think was the answer, but jobs is the answer. But more importantly, when you let the kids down, like we're letting Boone County and some of these other people that have paid the ticket to watch them, we won't let them in the theater. You need to reassess this. This is one of the most important things you could ever look at, to be a legislature and bail out. One time, just bail out somebody that you need to bail out, that has bailed you out for decade after decade. Please think about this, because we're coming back. Give us time. Employ the governor to put it back on the call when we come back. But don't forget those that took care of you. Thank you, and God bless the great state of West Virginia.